I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The following is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. We have our whole panel with us this morning. Mr. Harry Glanz, Alex Nafusi. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, partner. How are you?
Morning, Harv. How's it going today, buddy?
Doing great, man. March 21st, March 21st,
March
right?
21st. My father's birthday.
Spring.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
Paul gets a
happy
shout
birthday,
out.
Broski.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy? Happy birthday. And it's springtime. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, it's
spring.
beautiful. And we brought our favorite real estate agent, or one of our favorite real estate agents, Nicole Moskow from Remax Classic out in Milford. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Always a pretty smile in the morning. And intelligence, out there working hard as a hardworking real estate agent. They're not all like that. We'll tell you a little bit about that later today. But we
definitely
take
not.
your phone calls,
Yeah, but
248.
you know, Harvey, they're mortgage people, too. You know, I mean, just because
No,
we
they're
work
not.
hard, right? Just because we work
Absolutely.
hard, Nicole works hard, you and Alex always are working hard. We talk about that all the time. But
Efficient.
it's just everybody doesn't work as hard as you want them to. Right? I mean, Nicole comes in here today. She's running around, she's showing people houses. She barely has any sleep. And then she's telling a story how she's got everything all lined up, and she's talking to some mortgage people, and, you know, they don't work that hard.
No, they don't work that hard at all. I had someone say that they were a mortgage broker say that he had a approved client, take him out, show him houses. So we did this, and they put their offer in. It was accepted. And when he went to get them the loan, he said, well, I didn't actually run their credit. They have no trade
nice.
lines.
That's good.
That's sort of an important part of the
complete
puzzle.
How does that happen?
It's a complete waste of time.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Be sure to call us here in the studio, 248-539-9797, or all day long at Capital Mortgage, 1-800-569-7283. That's 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank. You're going to save a ton of money. As you guys all know out there, mortgage rate's still fantastic. They're holding stable. Nobody thinks that they're really going to improve from here, but we're pretty happy if they just stay or remain at these levels, giving all these families an opportunity to really steal houses. And there's so many families. It's ramped up. Things are jamming right now in
Things are
Southeast Michigan.
jamming.
Yeah, well, now going on 4 weeks ago, we declared the fact, before everybody else did, before the Fed did, we came out and we said that we know interest rates are going up because just people want to know, they have to understand that they're not going to go down to zero, that they can't continuously go down, but they are going up, and they did. They showed signs of going up, and now they've settled down. Things have been stable, things have been consistent, and as Alex Lafusi says, I don't even want to talk about rates. That's what he says, right, Alex?
I just think people, you know, it's what's your rate? And I mean, what is it? Doesn't matter. Like, stop it. Whether it's 3 7/8 or 4 or 4 1/8. I mean, you're literally borrowing money. I mean, when you run like the mathematical equation of how low interest rates are, if I was going to borrow $1,000 from Harvey, and I'm going to pay you what, $40 a month for 30 years, are you lending me $1,000?
No, right. But that's
There's
our
no
point.
chance.
But we're on the inside of the industry.
It's $4 a month for
But
30 years.
the other side of that argument, Alex, is most people say, well, you know, if the rates are at 4 and they go to 5, then that's another $150, $160 a month that I can't, you know, that maybe I can't afford. So what would we say to that person? We would probably say, hey, listen, don't work that thin. I mean,
That's what I would say. I
Right.
said
you would say if you can't afford it, don't buy the house. Now that might be hard.
If $150 a month makes or breaks you, you're buying too much house as it is.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Well,
I mean,
but-
that's ridiculous.
But we're advisory and conciliatory, and we're extremely conservative. We talk about wanting people to succeed. So when you're sitting in your office with somebody, or you're talking on the phone, and Nicole, when you're showing people houses, the first thing on our minds is, listen, we want to put you in the right position. We want to put you in the right house. We want to put you in the right loan, and we want you to succeed. And we say it in real language. We say, listen, you've got other things to do. Right? You don't want to be married to your house. You want to go out. You want to buy furniture. You want to
Right.
buy appliances. You don't want to be
You
married
don't
to
want to
that
be house
payment.
poor.
I always ask my clients, like, you know, I work backwards. I'm like, well, how much house can we afford? I'm like, well, I don't know. How much house can you afford? What do you want the payment to be?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? There's no secret. I mean, I love to play golf. I mean, I like to know that if I want to leave the studio after the show and book a flight to Vegas and go, it's not going to affect me one bit. I could have a huge house. I just don't think. It's quality of life. I like to not worry about it. I sleep
Right.
well at night, and there's no need to have a payment of $5,000 a month on a house.
There used to be a term thrown around our industry back in the day. You want to grow into your mortgage payment. All
Okay.
right? I never subscribed to that. I never really did. And by that, the term grow into your payment is, okay, so you take a little or a lot higher payment now, knowing that maybe in 6, 7, 10 years that you're going to make more money, and then you're going to be able to afford it. Okay? I don't generally subscribe to that theory. I believe that if you lay your head down on your pillow at night, the last thing you want to think about is if you can afford to make the mortgage
Yeah,
payment.
that definitely could be a stressful 5 or 6 years waiting for your income
Absolutely.
to increase.
Come on,
I mean, there's no
grow into it.
guarantee
What
there.
guarantee is that, too?
Grow
Right.
into it.
Of course, the
It's not a
rate
pair
that
of
you get
pants.
is all based on so many different variables: credit score, your loan to value, the program, the term. These are all variables, and there's a few other variables that we're not going to talk about right now. 248-539-9797. Things are definitely happening in Southeast Michigan. If you haven't yet refinanced your house, of course, the HARP loans are still out there till the end of 2015. Paying off land contracts has been happening. I'm doing a lot of those now. Everyone's just so much different. Some of the families out there have these homes are held in trust. Some of the families didn't even record the land contracts. Some of them aren't making payments the proper way, and they're not documenting themselves, so they're not able to get a mortgage 6 or 12 months down the road.
Sometimes they'll write a check. Sometimes they'll do a money order. Okay, sometimes they'll pay cash on a land contract because the land contract is a contract between the buyer and the actual owner of the house. Okay, the seller is the owner of the house, and you're not going to a bank to get financing. So you enter into a land contract with that seller, and they seller finance that deal. So they're taking payments any way they can, but you have to record those. It has to be done the proper way. I mean, if you're making payments by cashier's check or money orders, then you have to keep them, and we still have to source where the funds came from.
Right, you
So
might-
that's exactly, Harvey. We're running into that a lot right now in the office.
Definitely want to prepare yourself, whatever the situation is, so that way you're able to do things that will help your family. And again, a lot of families that entered into these land contracts because they couldn't get a mortgage right now. But we're getting those, what do you call them, boomerang, we've been joking about it, boomerang buyers.
You've been saying boomerang.
They come back. They had foreclosure short sales. They did bad things in the past. Bad things happened to them also. But they took the step forward. They said, hey, look, I need a house for my family. Let me enter into a land contract. They found the right situation. Now they can come back and pay off the land contract. Also get cash in hand to consolidate debt and do a lot of things maybe to improve the house. So a lot of great things going on out there. But if you don't have great people and representation, it's not going to go that smooth. So we just want to throw that out there as we always do. 248-539-9797. Get more professional people involved in your transaction. As Nicole mentioned earlier, a strange phone call. I had a call last week. I've been talking about it a little bit. Literally people calling up, talking about making offers on home with no money. It's a different market in
You had that
2015.
email last week with that guy?
What was that one?
The email about like that he had no money, but he was approved, and he was asking about.
Oh, with
I
no
heard
phone
about
number.
that one again.
Yeah.
The no
yesterday.
phone number one?
Yeah,
Please give us a phone call and we'll gladly talk about it and get you orchestrated and put a plan together.
We took an email a couple weeks ago and basically said I've been pre-approved for $70,000. I have $600 in the bank. I just want to make sure I'm getting a good deal. And Harvey and I reached out to this guy. I mean, we try to educate people, but sometimes people sometimes they take just what they want to hear. And when Harvey and I
Right.
we're like, dude, you have $600 in the bank. You're not qualified. You're not getting pre-approved. You don't qualify for this mortgage. Guy was like mad at Harvey and I. We're like, dude, listen, I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to help you not have an emotional meltdown at the closing table when they're like, hey, man, you need
can't, right.
$5,000, and he's
Yeah.
like, well, I got $600.
Yeah, 48 hours beforehand. You just reminded me of a couple different things also. But we're going to take all your calls, and we want to hear from you at 248-539-9797. Again, do you want to close on a purchase? Do you want to make it happen? Nicole, you got the biggest thing of flowers I've ever seen in my life.
It
So
was the biggest thing
yeah,
of
it's
flowers.
real simple. A show listener gave us a phone call. I mean, he's a wonderful guy. He's listening to the show. He said, Harvey, I've heard the show a whole bunch of times. Can I come in and meet you? Get him an approval letter. Literally, Nicole, I laughed because I told another agent that you showed 19 houses to this guy in one day. Hey, he's a hardworking guy, didn't have a lot of time.
Right.
Found a couple of them that he liked, made an offer. Literally 45 days later, he closed. It was a Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday it was.
Tuesday. It was St. Patrick's Day.
Definitely the biggest
Absolutely.
set of flowers I've ever seen. I don't know. You were hanging out in downtown Birmingham. Everyone else has closings blowing up all over the world, and we got tons of smiles.
Absolutely. And you know what he said to me when we left there? He said to me, the amount at the closing table didn't change. Is that normal? And I started laughing. I was like, it's normal when you work with professionals.
It should be normal.
It should be normal. It should not be any different.
Yeah, I don't want to pat myself on the back because I'm
Well,
close at
yeah.
estimating those at all.
But he didn't
okay,
bring you
someone-
flowers.
They were gorgeous, fantastic. I mean, really exciting. Again, it's fun to get out there. And lately, I've been attending all these purchase closings. You see the smile on everyone's face. You're learning a lot what's going on at the table and what's going on in the industry. And we've got tons to share with you. That's our music for our first break. When we come back, all of your calls 248-539-9797.
It's tournament time at Earhart BMW. With savings on in-stock 2015 3 and 5 Series models. Financing through BMW from 0.9% plus a turbocharged credit of up to $1,500. Visit Earhart BMW Bloomfield Hills, Farmington Hills, EarhartBMW.com.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you freak out every time you break out? Well, I've got one word for you. Proactiv. There's a huge reason Proactiv is the #1 acne treatment in the country. It totally works. Prescription-grade Proactiv heals your acne and even prevents future breakouts. How great is that? There's a reason why so many celebrities use Proactiv. Their faces are their money. And I'm telling you, it's time to get it because Proactiv has set up a special dedicated 800 number, so get ready to punch that number into your phone. Pull over if you have to. Here's the deal. $19.95 gets you Proactiv, plus a rotating deep cleansing brush. It's valued at $45, and it's yours free. So is the shipping. For only $19.95, you, my friends, are guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you'll get your money back. Here's the number. 1-800-543-3313. Got it? Good. Call for a lifetime of beautiful skin. 1-800-543-3313. 1-800-543-3313.
For all you Michigan Lottery Club Keno players, these are exciting days because they're doubler days. And to explain what doubler days is all about, we're talking to
Dr. Irving Corey. I'm a professor of advanced dual linguistics.
In other words, you're an expert in double talk?
Well, you won't catch me saying that's not untrue, although I think I just did, or at least I soon will, if you know what I mean.
Actually, I don't. But let's move on. Professor, what exactly is doubler days?
It's a way for Club Keno players to multiply by a factor of 2, or double, if you will, their fun and excitement. Or fun-citement, if I may, and I think I just did.
Actually, Professor, Doctor, Club Keno doubler days is almost as simple as you are.
Oh, thank you.
You see, random Club Keno tickets are printed with a doubler message. Now, if your ticket has the message and you win, you'll double your prize money, up to $4 million.
I couldn't have said it better myself, which I am, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, there you have it. All this month, winning is twice as nice.
And twice is nice.
Thanks to Club Keno doubler days.
Doubler days.
Yeah.
So to speak, if I may. And I should, so I will.
Only from the Michigan Lottery.
Get to your favorite hangout and get in on Club Keno Doubler Days, only through April 2nd.
Thinking of waiting until spring to list your home? Don't. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. Right now, we have more homes for sale today than we had last spring. And do you know what that means? The longer you wait to get into the market, the less your home will be worth. But don't just take it from me.
I'm Dennis King.
And I'm Haven King. I heard the advertisement for Jeff Glover, and we gave him a call. He put our house on the market on a Monday.
On Tuesday, we had 10 showings.
The house sold in 1 week.
Jeff, hands down, is one of the best.
We'd recommend Jeff to anybody who's looking to sell a home in today's market.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover today at 855-JEFF-SELLS. Not only do they sell the most, Jeff Glover and his team have more positive reviews on Zillow than any other realtor in the state. Call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. A household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Where do you think the strongest muscles in your body are? Abs? Biceps? They're in your eyes. But using a computer can strain them, causing headaches. Now, think about this. Your eye doctor has new technology to combat that. Isn't it time you thought about seeing an eye doctor yearly? Find a Think About Your Eyes doctor near you at thinkaboutyoureyes.com and keep those muscles feeling fit. Brought to you by the American Optometric Association.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today. Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
If you ever miss Valenti and Foster on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
Welcome back to the show. It's 9:16, the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always here live in the 97.1 studios at 248-539-9797. Nicole, I will talk a little bit about that because your friend who you referred to me is not up this morning anyways, so I can
She
pick
may
on her.
actually be.
She might be listening.
Julie, if you're listening.
Oh, no names.
Oh, wow.
No, we got lots of Julias
Calling
that
people
call.
Yeah, that's right. It's not her.
She's
Go
up from-
ahead.
Before we
She's up
pick
from
on
last-
her,
she's still up from
Yeah,
last
let's
night.
just pick
That was
on her.
nice.
oh Lord! Before we get to her situation, let's go to Charlie out in Clarkston. Good morning, Charlie. Thanks for calling in. What's up?
Hey, hi guys.
Morning, sir.
Hey, I just had a question. I sold my house to a buyer for $225,000. We signed a contract. He was going to go conventional with 20% down.
Wow,
And
nice
he put
deal.
$1,000 good faith deposit down. And 2 weeks later, my agent called me back and said, "Well, he changed his mind. He wants to go FHA."
Okay.
I said, "Oh, that's a surprise." And then, and I said, "Well, what happens if it doesn't appraise for the amount that we're asking?" He goes, "I'll have to come up with the cash." Well, yesterday, I guess the appraisal came in, and it came in at 210, 15,000 less.
Right.
So I was waiting for him to say, well, if he was going to put 20% down, is he going to make up the difference in cash? And he said, no, he wants to offer you 210 now.
Okay.
And
Right.
I said, well, I really had, it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house in Clarkston. I said, it's probably worth 225. It's in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Does the contract mean anything? Or
Well, yeah, Charlie. What happened is, and that's not unusual. This happens all the time. So you're selling it by owner, correct?
No,
there's agents
I
involved.
ended
Oh, you have an
up
agent?
going
Okay.
with at
Well,
first I was selling it by owner, and then I got a friend who's a real estate agent.
And that's great. So what happens is they got the appraisal. The appraisal came in what it came in at, and now the negotiation begins. You could say no, all right, and put it back on the market and go forward with somebody else. But you got to I'd take a look at the appraisal. But this guy has all the options in the world. He could, if you say no to the 210, he could say no, I'm not going to buy the house and pull out. He could also then go ahead and say, I'll come up with. Maybe we'll negotiate down to 220. Maybe we'll negotiate down to 217.5. I mean, that's where the negotiation begins. I don't know.
Okay.
That's normal. It happens 100 times a day. And, I would take a look at the appraisal, but you're never going to be happy if the appraisal comes under because you're the owner of that house and you have a contract for 225. That's what you want to sell it for. However, the buyer has the option, if it doesn't appraise, to go ahead and say, hey, you know what? I can do one of 2 or 3 things. A, I could pull out. B, I could offer you less, and maybe you guys will come to an agreement. Or number 3 is they could go ahead and put more money down and say, hey, I want to buy the house anyways.
Yeah.
But truthfully, on an FHA loan, I find it hard to believe that he's going to put down 20%. Now, if he does, that's fine. You only need to have 3.5% of your own money in FHA.
So he can make up the difference with the cash he had.
So a lot of things could happen. He could still get a loan on the 210 appraised value.
I think you got a deal here, Charlie. You just got to negotiate a little bit. What are you feeling?
Yeah. Well, I think negotiating is the key. But you know how women are. My wife is a little upset, and I'm ready to throw the whole thing out.
Why? Why is she so upset? Why so?
Here,
what's so
listen.
upset?
You're 15 grand apart.
Yeah, you're not a lot apart.
You're 15 grand apart. I know that sounds like a lot. Now, what happened is, last spring and summer, values were at about 7 or 8 year highs. And then going into the fall and the winter, values started coming down, prices started to get a little compressed, and houses sold for a little less than they sold for in the spring and the summer. Now you're coming out of the winter, so the comps that appraiser pulled were based on winter and last fall comps. So it could have very well appraised out last spring and summer at 225, but because sales in your area were a little less in the fall and the winter, that's what he based his appraisal on.
Yeah.
So you could also wait it out.
Was that he was going to go conventional and then switch to FHA.
That has nothing to do with it.
Charlie, that's a total moot point part.
Right.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with it.
It doesn't make a difference at all.
The appraisal's the appraisal.
Here's what you got to pay attention to. Okay, if he went and did an FHA appraisal, there's an FHA case number assigned to that, and that's your value for 6 months.
So any FHA buyer that comes,
anybody else that tries to buy FHA is going to have to utilize that value.
Yep,
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, that's locked in and registered, basically.
Look, there's a deal there, Charlie. We do this every day. We're going to call you off the air because you've got a deal there, and your agent should have already stepped up to the plate and done a couple things that we didn't mention. One is provide some comparable sales to the mortgage lender. We take them all the time if there's a situation that comes up. Have they done that?
Well, yes, he has.
Okay, so let's allow that. Yeah, let's allow a few days for the rebuttal process to happen. Maybe the appraiser finds out that there's a couple additional comparable sales that just sold in the area. You're able to use those. Now you're at $215 on the appraisal. You guys are only $5,000 apart. Maybe he comes up with an extra $5,000, or you guys meet in the middle.
Yeah,
there's a deal here.
Have to allow time because this just happened last night.
You'll be honest.
So definitely have to.
It's a great call, Charlie. I love it, man. We're going to follow up with you, and I'm glad you called in this morning. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate your information. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Thank you. There's no doubt at that point, Harry, you need some real people involved to start negotiating and finding out what the answers are. There's solutions to all these things.
So that is such a timely call because yesterday in one of our trade publications, there's a headline article saying conservative appraisals increasingly mentioned in 2015. Did something change? No, what changed is the market. The market changed from spring and summer of 2014 to fall and winter of 2014/2015. That's what's changed. So unless sales increase, when I say purchase prices increase, houses are going to be appraised at a conservative level. That's just what's going to happen.
248-539-9797 here on January 26th. Also, collateral underwriting came in. Fannie Mae introduced a little something. There was some conversation about that, scaring some appraisers to be a little bit more on the conservative side. We will talk all about appraisals with your phone calls, 248-539-9797. And we've got Ben from Troy. Good morning, Ben. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you,
Hey, Ben.
The situation is I'm getting willed a house. It's a neighbor. She's elderly, and I've been helping her out for like 10 years.
Good man.
And I'm wondering if there's any way that I can avoid taxes. Like once she does, God forbid, pass away, and then the house gets willed to me, then I got to go through all the rigmarole, paperwork, and going through whatever I have to do to put the house in my name. Is it possible to, before she passes away, that a quick claim?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be quick.
Like
you got to quit. She has to quit claim you on the title to the property.
Okay, and would I still have to pay some sort of taxes on it?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Here, I'm going to say I don't think so, but I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on the radio. So you might have to give a call to one of your realtor or your attorney friends. But if you're on the title to that house and it's just going, she passes away, it's going to be, you're going to take title, maybe, probably joint tenants with rights of survivorship, I would guess. All our attorney friends give me a call on that.
Right.
You have to check that out. But I would have her quit claim you on the title right now.
Yeah, it might be joint tenants in common, one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, no doubt, Ben, a few professional people involved. We have some real estate attorneys that we can help you out with. But the best way is that you could avoid probate by getting your name on the title to that house. And that's the key. If it goes through probate, all of a sudden, all the relatives that didn't want to help her out start showing up and, asking for money.
Hey, Ben, it sounds like
they'll be circling like vultures.
Yeah,
heard that before.
Well, and it sounds like you've used the term quick claim deed, and you sounds like you did talk to somebody about it a little bit, probably, right?
Absolutely. Actually, her attorney, I talked to her about it, and I haven't talked to the gal yet. However, I'm sure she wouldn't mind doing that at all.
Well, here, if you're talking to her attorney, and I think it's great that you have somebody representing her that you're talking to, because if there are other heirs, then these are her wishes, then this attorney is going to have to be involved in sorting that out if that becomes a mess. But I think that it sounds like you're getting some pretty decent advice on that end of the transaction.
Awesome. Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, guys.
No worries, Ben. Have a great weekend.
You got it, brother.
Nice call, Ben. 248-539-9797. Always sharing mortgage information with you. And, of course, if you're out there trying to purchase a house, there's so many different opportunities and things to know A to Z. It's all about education. We'll talk about that. But it's also about the demand for housing out there. And there's no doubt new construction's on board with it. Bloomberg Home Builders Index climbed last week to the highest level since July of last year. Increasing traffic is strong, indication that demand is on the rise. That's right, folks. People all want to buy that same house you do. You better get your ducks in a row and make sure you're prepared to make the best possible offer. When we come back, we'll tell you how to steal a house. 248-539-9797.
If your irons keep coming up a little short, or if perhaps the woods are giving you trouble, there's really only one thing to do. Get to Demo Days at Carl's Golfland, where you'll find the answers to your troubles. Every Saturday now through March, talk to reps from the leading manufacturers of the newest high-tech equipment from the best names in golf, like TaylorMade, Callaway, and Cobra. Plus, you can talk to our PGA pros about tuning up your game and get help from some of the most knowledgeable golfers you'll ever meet, our sales staff. And at Carl's, you can always try before you buy. Swing out back to our practice range and see how a brand new club really feels. So if your golf balls have lost their sense of direction, or if you're ready to bag your bag, don't miss Demo Days at Carl's Golfland.
Saturday, try out the newest products from golf's top manufacturers during Demo Days at both Carl's Golfland locations, Bluefield Hills and Plymouth at St. John's.
We're driving home from soccer practice, and it's pouring out. The truck next to me kicks up a puddle right onto our windshield. At that moment, I wasn't getting a second chance to choose the right wiper blades. That's why I always use Trico wipers. They're precision engineered to perform on my vehicle. Trico wiper blades came through for me, right when I needed it most.
Trico wiper blades are available at Meyer, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Auto Value bumper-to-bumper stores. More information at wiperblades.com.
I don't know. I wouldn't say we're rich, but but we're comfortable. We got here the hard way by putting everything into our business and sacrificing our own personal gains. But we don't own any fancy cars, don't get me wrong, or take expensive trips. I mean, everything has gone into our company. And now we're at a point where we want to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We're proud of what we did. We need more than just a savings account. We need a bank that helps us develop a plan to grow and protect what we've built. I guess I could say that I expect my bank to work as hard as we have for our money.
When it's time, come to Comerica. From succession plans and investments to tax and wealth planning, we've been helping business owners build and protect their wealth for over 164 years. To learn more, schedule an appointment with a Comerica Wealth Management Advisor and raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
We're looking for people who want to make a difference. If you're tired of few hours, little work, and low pay, go to MolnarRoofing.com. How does working year-round, full 40-hour weeks, full health benefits, and a good paycheck sound? If you're a commercial or residential roofer, or work with architectural, metal, and siding, and want the opportunity to grow within the company and get rewarded well for doing it, go to MolnarRoofing.com and click on the Careers tab to apply now. Apply right from your mobile device. MolnarRoofing.com. Molnar Roofing is an equal opportunity employer.
You live in the land of the free, but are you truly free? Or is your time sucked up by other people's agendas? Your energy drained by a mountain of responsibilities? Are you frustrated with how far away you are from your dream life? Hi, I'm Brendan Burchard. I'm a New York Times bestselling author and motivational trainer. I want to send you a free hardback copy of my life-changing book, The Motivation Manifesto. Just call 1-800-500-1207. You'll discover the secrets to getting back in control of your life, to reclaiming your personal power, to finding more joy in life, defining your own destiny, and defeating the enemies of doubt and fear that stand in your way. The Motivation Manifesto is a New York Times bestseller, but I'm so passionate about changing lives, I'm giving away a limited number of copies for free. It's time to take back your personal freedom and achieve the prosperity you dream about. Let me rush you your book. Don't wait. To find out how to get your free copy, call 1-800-500-1207. That's 1-800-500-1207.
Hey, basketball fans, tune in as your home for all 67 games of NCAA March Madness. Listen to every minute of every game from Westwood One, wherever you are, with the free TuneIn Radio app. Tune in. This is Real Radio.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety and Planning. Drive drunk, get caught. Drive sober, or get pulled over. Michigan State pulls over Georgia yesterday, 70-63, but it was a struggle. They were up 12 with a minute and a half to go and had to hang on. Denzel Valentine scoring 16 and some clutch free throw shooting, 6-6 in crunch time, did the job. Spartans next up to have Virginia tomorrow. 12-10 on CBS 62. Virginia over number 15 seed Belmont yesterday, 79-67. Big Ten goes 4-1. Wisconsin, Iowa, Maryland, all easy winners. Well, not so much Maryland, but they win. Indiana falling to Wichita State. Duke and Kansas also winners yesterday. Red Wings losing for the 6th time in 8 games, falling at Tampa 3-1. Thomas Tatar, the only goal scored. It is now Tampa by 8 points over third place Detroit in the Atlantic. Wings with a couple of games in hand. Michigan 4-1 over Michigan State. Michigan plays Minnesota at the JLA tonight for the title. Tigers fall to the Yankees at 11-2. Alfredo Simon struggles, giving up 6 runs in the first inning. David Price named by manager Brad Office as the opening day starter, gentlemen and ladies. From the 1-800 Call Sam Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 9701theticket.com.
The station where your opinion matters.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. Till 10 o'clock, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, we still take your emails at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com.
So, other than mortgages and financing and appraisals and low values and high values and transactions, and this time of year, Harvey, spring has sprung. But for me, being a hoops junkie that I am forever, this time of year with the NCAA tournament coming up, which is in full bloom now, I couldn't love it more. So I've been accused over the years of being multiple bracket guy.
I've accused you of that, yeah.
Okay, yes. I am multiple bracket guy. Right. 6 this year.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this, is that can you walk into a party store and only buy one lottery ticket?
Yeah, you can.
You can buy,
you
can buy one. Can you buy multiple numbers?
You can buy 6 of them if you want.
So I don't understand. And I add, there's a thing there that it cheapens the pool, that if, multiple bracket cheapens the pool.
That.
How about this? It adds more prize money.
Absolutely. I have no problem with you submitting 6 bracketology or whatever you call those things.
That.
No problem at all.
And I love it. But, last night going home and watching until 1 a.m., 3 games. Like, I watched 6 games in a span of, 5 hours? It's phenomenal.
It's awesome.
All at one time.
You're loving this time of year.
I love this time
and
of year.
And all the listeners are too. And again, make it fun. Make it a great spring. There's a lot going on here in Southeast Michigan.
Tell everybody that.
We've got no problem. We've got a lot of phone calls coming in. We're going to get to those right away. But again, we talk about enjoying the home purchase process, and that's the most fun when it really goes smooth from A to Z. There could be some hiccups along the way, but if you're prepared for those hiccups or little bumps in the road or whatever comes your way, you know how to react. You know how to get it together. And I'm just telling you, avoid extensions. Get that approval letter in your hand. Make it a real approval. If someone does give you an approval letter and you have no money, you're not approved. Okay, You're not going to be able to bid on a house. You're not going to be able to make the earnest money deposit.
Right, you have to have your earnest money deposit.
Got to have a lot of things.
I
wrote them down.
How do you even move if you have no money?
Most, it's about 7 or 8 items. Like your tax returns, your W-2s, your pay stubs, your bank statements, your divorce decrees. If you have a trust, literally, there's about 7 or 8 items. It's not the worst thing to get together. Again, set yourself up for success. Give us a call here in the studio or Capital Mortgage 1-800-LOW-RATE, and you'll definitely get things done the right way. Let's go to some of our phone calls here. I'm excited. We got Vasu calling out in Rochester. Thanks for the call. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. We're trying to find a condo for my son, who will be at college for, I'm thinking, about 6 years. And there's supposedly a product called Family Opportunity Loan or Family Equal Opportunity Loan, something like that allows you to buy a condo for your son or daughter.
Okay.
I'd like to know a little more about that and who offers that.
I'm not familiar with that product, but there's nothing wrong with buying a home for your son. You can co-sign for him and do it as a primary residence, and taxes will be homestead. It's a fairly simple transaction.
Yeah, you can definitely just co-sign with them instead of just doing it on your own as an investment property.
I see. Okay.
You could buy you could buy a condo with as little as 5% down for your son and co-sign for him.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking at buying a condo near the university? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's close to the university, probably in Ann Arbor. So I was curious to know if it was better to go with a higher down. They're not looking at it as a vacation property because it's too close to where I live.
Right.
So it'll have to be investment property.
Vasu, that's not true. You can do it as a primary residence. It does not have to be an investment property. You can co-sign for your son and do it as a primary residence, which is going to give you a better interest rate and minimal down.
Yeah, I think
better tax.
There might be a few things here we can offer you that you haven't been offered yet. I think for the call, and Defra, we're going to give you a call after the show and see if we can get you an approval letter, find out a little bit more about your situation. Maybe we can help save you some money.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the call again. A lot of times we get those calls, Alex, as you know, and they hear these programs or products. Some
Right.
of them do exist, some don't.
But I think Alex is talking about maybe two options for him: Freddie Mac non-owner occupied or FHA non-owner occupied.
Absolutely.
Correct?
That's exactly where I was going.
There you go.
I mean, you can do so. You could buy a house for you, and that's a great call. And I think that's. I mean, that's if you're able to buy, a condo in Ann Arbor next to University of Michigan. I mean, you can do it with 5% down. You can co-sign for your son or daughter, which means you don't have to. It's not an investment property, so the taxes are less. I mean, the interest rate's better. I mean, that's a great call. It's unfortunate someone told them that's to be an investment property.
Right, because then it would require typically at least 20% down, if not more, right?
Yeah, and it's a condo. I mean, someone's going to sell him a very expensive product that he doesn't need to buy.
All right, we'll see if we can help save him some money here. Want to hear from you, 248-539-9797. We talked a little bit about our appraisals. We talked about organizing your transaction and getting all prepared. There is a lot to know when you're buying a house, so definitely give us a phone call. We're going to get into all that stuff, including debt-to-income ratio. But first, let's go out to this call. Interesting call. Steve out in Dexter. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, good morning. I'm in the process of buying my first home at 50 years old, and thanks to a friend, I was introduced to the MISTA program and the FHA loan, and it's going really smoothly. But I'm just curious. I heard the previous couple callers ago talking about how the appraisal came in under what their signed off receipt was.
Right.
My signed off receipt is less than what our appraisal came in for. And is there anything I need to worry about
Wait,
as
so
a buyer?
the appraisal came in higher?
Correct.
Yes.
Then
You're good to go.
Then
You got some equity.
You're buying the right place, that's for sure.
So it's like my friends are all telling me, and I have a hard time believing them. I'm walking into equity when the closing happens.
That is correct.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Hey,
What was the difference?
Based on that appraisal, yes.
Hey, Steve, what was the difference?
Yeah.
Like, what was your purchase price and what did the house appraise for?
About $5,000 difference.
All right,
Okay, good for you.
All right, take a look at that appraisal, and again, like Harry said, based on that appraisal,
Based on that
it says
appraisal,
5,000 more. If the guy down the street and ends up selling the house similar to yours for a lot less money, or there's another foreclosure, things can change. It doesn't really affect you at this point. So congratulations. When you closing on that?
We're closing. We've got a tentative date in April.
Good for
Okay,
you.
you got time.
We've been working on this for a week. So you telling everybody about getting the ducks in a row and having your paperwork lined up. This has gone so smoothly. I'm almost scared.
Good for you. Well, hey,
you
listen,
did the
sounds
right
like you
thing.
did exactly what you're supposed to do, my man.
Congratulations
Good
for
for
sure,
you.
Steve.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for calling.
thank you.
You got it, man. Have a good
What a
weekend.
great call
Good
that
call.
is.
248-539-9797. Hey, you can call us with your great stories. We like to hear those.
that's fine.
Absolutely.
You never know. I mean, how about this conversation, folks, about credit? And I promise, Nicole, we're still going to be friends after this week. I'm not picking on your friend, and again, we don't want to throw any names out there, but it was really interesting, and I appreciate you calling. Did we already pick on? But whether it's that particular person or anybody else, you hear a lot of this out there, and it's sort of annoying because it doesn't even make sense. I asked a few questions like to somebody like, how's your credit? Oh, we don't have any credit. We don't believe in credit. Let me just say this. It's 2015.
Everybody has to believe in credit.
Yeah, if you're calling and talking about getting a mortgage, you're going to borrow money, that's credit. That's going to be a new debt.
Absolutely.
You can't also say that you don't believe in it if you're trying to buy a house.
I don't believe they're giving you money then.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what the banks think.
Well, you have to show a history of being able to pay loans back or credit cards back. And I'm not a big believer in somebody just going out and opening up 15 accounts just to establish credit. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. But you do need to show an underwriter, we need to show an underwriter that you, the client, has an established pattern of being able to repay the loan. That's pretty important.
Yeah, pretty important for sure. And, I mean, do you pay your debt on time? Are you still talking like, oh, no, dude, we don't believe it? That's not going to work. And if you're running that, if someone's running that by you, or if your cousin who doesn't, as an official real estate license or not even in the industry, and you're getting bad advice, be sure to sort of weed things out and sort of, be serious about what you're trying to do here. Get more professional people involved and be serious about it. 248-539-9797. Let's go with Tim out there in Flynn. Good morning, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Morning, Tim.
My question is, my house, I'd like to move, but I owe $53,000 on it. I know it's not worth that. I was on Zillow. They estimated it at $28,000. What are my options? I've had two real estate people tell me two different things. One said just walk away from the house.
Because they're a
other
loser.
One said,
Right. And can I say something? Don't use Zillow.
Sure.
Have your real estate agent run an actual market analysis for you. Zillow is no
Okay.
good.
Okay.
It's not
okay,
accurate.
That's good.
Okay, what was the other option
Okay.
after the loser realtor told you to walk away from your house?
Well, the other one said to would do a short sale.
Sure, yeah, another loser. Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, you guys said that still affects your credit.
Yes, it does. Both situations affect your credit greatly.
Well,
right.
Tim, tell us what you can do to solve the problem here. What's the situation? Your house is worth what?
25,000.
About
He owes
25.
52.
Where are
Well,
you going
I
to
owe
live?
53.
Okay, where are you going to live? You don't owe that much. You owe $50,000. I know with the payment with low interest rates out there, you might qualify for a HARP loan. You can refinance it. What's your payment a month?
Payment is $525.
Does that include taxes and insurance?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
where are you going to go live for less than $525 a month?
Well, it's not the fact that where I wanted to leave the neighborhood. I'd like to go to Flushing.
Mm-hmm.
There are some houses out there I could buy probably for what I owe on this.
Right.
So
Okay.
I would like to move, but I can't afford to have my credit go bad. I need to
Your
buy
credit's
a new car.
going to go bad if you walk away or you short sell that house.
Yep.
Your credit's going to go in the tank.
Yeah, you won't be able to do anything mortgage-wise for at least 3 years after the sheriff's deed or the short sale.
And unless you're going to
Okay.
pay cash, it's not an option for you.
Right.
Do you have
Okay, so
$50,000?
what-
Do you have $50,000 saved up so you could pay cash on a new house in Flushing?
Boy, I wish I did.
Yeah, right, right.
No,
I want you to
I'm
stay there.
retired. I'm retired, and
Yeah. Tim, we'll call for the show and try to give you some better
Yeah,
advice.
financially, it's probably the best thing for you to stay.
Yeah, I'd stay in that house, Tim.
Thanks for the call, Tim. We'll try to point you in the right direction. 9:43 when we come back. All your calls.
97.1 The Ticket.
Join the 97.1 The Ticket Street team at the Detroiter Bar this Tuesday from 7:30 to 9:30. Watch the Wings in action and win tickets to an upcoming game at the Joe. Plus, you can win autographed Wings merchandise and more. Visit CBSDetroit.com for more info.
Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth.
Make the choice. Experience the difference. The Suburban Collection.
Want to get away? As temperatures rise and roadways clear, the 2015 Cadillac SRX 3.6-liter crossover is your ticket to moving from point A to B in style and comfort. At Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth, Ann Arbor Road off I-275. Lease SRX for $319 a month for 36 months with $1,350 down. Must be GMS and GM Loyal. See dealer for complete details. The Cadillac SRX offers StabiliTrak, front-wheel drive, 4G LTE, and onboard Wi-Fi at only $319 a month. Let Suburban take you wherever you want to go. Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth, a member of the Suburban Collection. Make the choice. And at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi, enjoy the backyard pool and spa show this weekend.
The Suburban Collection.
Visit SuburbanCadillacofPlymouth.com. Offer expires March 31st.
For Amy, simplifying her financial life meant getting a new checking account that gave her more of the services she had always wanted with zero drama. So she met with a banking specialist at First Merit Bank and found out about reality checking with no minimum balance or monthly maintenance fee. Here was a drama-free checking account with free online and mobile banking to allow her fast, easy access to her cash, along with a great rewards program, free bill pay, and paperless statements. And to make it even better, Amy found out she can earn an activation bonus of up to $150 when she opened a reality checking account with Merit Rewards. With no minimum balance, a reality checking account with Merit Rewards truly gave Amy so much more of what she wanted, a drama-free checking account. For details on how you can open a reality checking account with Merit Rewards and earn an activation bonus of up to $150, call 800-41-MERIT. That's 800-41-MERIT. Get full offer details at firstmerit.com/checking. First Merit Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Matt Blitchak, CEO of Trademark Property Solutions. To meet the needs of our recent growth and expansion, we're seeking qualified contractors in the Detroit metro area to perform carpentry, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, maintenance, drywall, painting, landscaping, and much more. If you perform any of these trades, meet with us on Saturday, March 28th at the Best Western in Livonia. Do not miss out on this free event. Register at trademarkpropertysolutions.com or call 248-572-4749.
Hi, I'm Eric Estrada, and I'm here today to talk to you about chips. No, not the handsome motorcycle riding kind that still haunts your dreams more than 30 years later. I'm actually talking about little FM radio chips, the kind inside almost every single smartphone in America. These chips will let you listen to real live broadcast radio if the wireless companies activated them. But they haven't, because they want you to pay to stream radio instead. You know, delayed, choppy, buffered streaming radio that drains your battery. Shouldn't the FM radio chips on your smartphones work? Shouldn't you get the free radio you deserve and already own? I mean, if it were up to me, I'd pull those wireless executives over and lecture them on fairness and the American way. Then I'd go judge a roller disco competition, because that's how I roll. Oh, I used to roll, but not anymore. Whatever. But you can make a difference. Go to freeradioonmyphone.org to find out how to get real radio on your phone. Tell them Estrada sent you.
Every morning on CBS This Morning, we do something unusual.
We're just learning. There are new developments. There is another bombshell.
We just get to the news.
We're going to look at headlines from around the globe.
News that takes you there.
You can see the scale of the destruction.
News that answers your questions and opens your eyes.
How do you measure the concern about this threat?
So tomorrow morning, join us and just get to the news. Only on CBS This Morning.
Right after CBS Morning News on CBS 62, Detroit. See the Tigers battle the Yankees, Royals, and Cubs this season at Comerica Park and get 3 different Detroit replica jerseys in the new Tigers Championship Jersey Series. Offer available exclusively at tigers.com/jersey. Restrictions apply. Your sports stimulus package.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. We broadcast again, another 13 minutes or so, and we got Pat Caputo coming up with sports all day, social commentary here on The Ticket. Definitely a lot happening out there in sports with the NCAA tournament going on in hoops. And right here down at the Joe,
the NCAA tournament.
Got Michigan with, Minnesota
They
tonight?
play Minnesota in the final game of the Joe.
All right, that's for the Big Ten hockey tournament.
Right.
Always awesome when the weather
I didn't do a
breaks here.
bracket on that.
You're good on that one.
I did not do a bracket.
I'll take Ferris State. They were there a couple years ago. Did they even?
It's a championship game, Harvey. It's Michigan and Minnesota.
A few phone calls to get to, and then we're going to talk about refinancing and qualifying. Let's try Tom out there in Detroit. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Morning to you,
Hey,
sir.
Tom.
Hi. I'm a disabled person, and my wife is the only one working in the house. I bought an auctioned house in Detroit years ago. I'm in my second year of delinquency, and it's getting kind of tight. I was wondering, is it any programs that are out there for me?
I think the city of Detroit does have some options for delinquent taxes. It says you're calling from Detroit. Is that where the house is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think the city of Detroit does have some programs for that. You need to get in touch with the treasurer's office or the assessor's office in Detroit and work out a payment plan.
Yeah, I know one of the councilmen was on TV last night. There was a story about an 85-year-old lady last night on our local news station here. Maybe some of you listening right now actually saw it. But yeah, they were able to put something together based on how much income she had coming in, based on your situation. How far are you behind, Tom? How much is it?
I'm about $7,000.
Okay, yeah, we definitely want to get the city to step in there and make sure that you're able to stay in the house and make things happen. Maybe they can take a look at your budget. Maybe the house isn't homesteaded properly. There's a possibility,
Right.
because of the way you acquired the house, that you actually didn't take care of something called the homestead exemption form and the transfer affidavit. So potentially you might have been overpaying because you missed something. So we'll follow up with you and see if we'll make even an extra call down to the city and find out if there's a special program and try to get you that information. We thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
248-539-9797. If you want to sneak in a call, we'll go out to Imlay City. And Chris, good morning, Chris. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What's up, man?
Well, I'm looking to refinance. I've never refinanced before, and just was hoping to get a lower interest rate.
It's a pretty easy transaction, Chris. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you. What's your current balance on the mortgage?
It's about $93,000.
And what's the current interest rate?
6.5.
And what's the house worth?
The house, last time it was came in at $80,000, I believe.
$80,000. So you're a little bit underwater on the property. Well, you know what type of loan you have right now? Is it FHA or conventional?
FHA.
This is perfect. I have great news for you. I can do what's called an FHA Streamline. There's no appraisal. I can cover your costs for you, and you'll skip a payment, and you get your escrow account back. It's a very, very actually streamlined process.
Great.
Yeah, it's a really easy deal, man. Your payments are on time. Your credit's good. There's no more to the story.
Nope, on time, never missed a payment. Everything's good.
Perfect. I'll call you in about 20 minutes and get it taken care of for you.
Okay.
Good deal. Thanks
for
Chris.
the call. It's as
See you,
simple
man.
as that. That's right. You could be severely underwater in your house. If you don't qualify conventionally for the HARP loan, you might have an FHA mortgage, which allows you to do an FHA streamline. Recently, FHA reduced their MIP. So if you do refinance now, really great opportunity, maybe even save on that part of the house payment. Also, if you're back in 2009, they don't even charge you. I mean, it's such a 0.001 on the upfront MIP. Sounds like I'm talking another language.
It
What
does.
I'm saying
I don't
is
know where you're
you
going.
can save. That's okay. You can save some money, and you definitely want to make
just
that
lost
phone
half the
call.
listeners, Harvey.
Thanks,
The other two are listening.
MIKEYLOUSE.
Hey, Nicole, talking about real estate, I actually wrote this down. How about selling your house in curb appeal? Here we are. The spring's breaking. Other than that, the garbage and the debris out there that's blowing around everywhere, pick it up.
Right.
Clean up your house.
Absolutely.
Curb appeal.
And it's hard right now. I mean, a lot of the houses kind of look dingy on the outside because of the weather. So it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, get out there, do some raking, sweep up the driveway, kind of just give it the best appeal that you can under these conditions right
I mean,
now.
definitely fix the
Absolutely.
cracks that are
Yep.
noticeable, whether it be concrete or in your actually foundation, around the windowsills.
Right.
The painting needs to be done. My friends at English Gardens, definitely, and all the other local landscape companies would love to sell you brand new flowers and shrubs. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to set your house up the right way. Look at it
No.
yourself, or get a third opinion, or really get a real estate agent
Right,
over
when
to
your
tell
agent
you.
comes through, they should be able to tell you what you need to do, what you need to move. I mean, even inside the house, almost like staging, not, a complete staging, but hey, move this, do this, paint this.
Yeah, some projects are a little bit
Right.
more in depth. Maybe a new backsplash, new countertops,
Right.
new floors, new carpet.
Right.
Get rid of that smell.
Oh,
I mean, that happens sometimes, right?
Smells are the worst, and then when you take a bunch of fresheners and put them in the house, it just
Even
creates
worse?
it even worse.
You know, there's-
absolutely,
yeah.
and they're trying to cover something, and you walk in, and it just takes your breath away.
Yeah, get
That's
a third
not
opinion.
appealing.
Again, sometimes when you live in a house, you don't know what's going on. You need someone
Absolutely.
else to come in there and go, "Hey, man, your cats really stink," or whatever it might be. No
You have
offense.
multiple- you have multiple cats?
I don't.
I do.
My girlfriend
How many
might,
cats
but
do
I
you
don't.
have?
I have 2.
She loves every
I'm
animal.
the cat lady.
How did you had a function last week where you were saving animals? We'll have to drop that.
Absolutely, yeah, down at Centaur.
Oh, good. Good. We'll talk a little bit about that too. Hey, let's go to Mike real quick. Mike, sneak in your call here from Detroit. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, you
Hey,
guys?
what's up, man?
Hey, I had a quick question about refinancing my home. I have a Mr. loan. I purchased my home in 2011, March 2011, and I had down payment assistance through Mr. And I was a little bit on the fence about refinancing. My interest rate is 4.65%, so I figured I'd get that lower, but I didn't know if it would be wise to refinance, seeing how I would have to repay, again, that Mr. loan meeting, and also with closing costs associated with it. I didn't want to bring my new refinance balance to be higher than my original loan amount.
What do you mean
So
you
I
don't? How are you going to pay for the closing costs and the taxes then? If you don't want the
I
rate to go up.
had been saving up a little money, and then I didn't know exactly how much it would be.
If
So
you're-
I didn't
if
know
you-
if I
if
could
you're,
roll
like-
it over into the home a little bit.
If you're at
well.
4 5/8, you're fine. There's not. I mean, what's the mortgage amount?
Okay, what's 4 and 5? You said 4 5 8.
Yeah, if you're at 4 5/8 on your current mortgage,
Okay.
what's the mortgage amount?
Right now I owe 28.
There's, dude, stop.
Nope, you're
There's
good.
nothing you need to do.
You're good.
You're
There's
all
nothing
good to
you
go.
do.
Leave it alone.
There's no savings
Yeah.
there.
And a quick question, if you guys had a chance.
Of course.
Also, I'm possibly moving in the next year or so, and I was also interested in either trying to sell or rent my home. And I was trying to get a good take on, is it a good time to rent a home out? Or
Mike,
or
partner,
is
we're out of time. I'm going to have Nicole call you after the show. She can talk to you about renting that house out or getting it on the market and take care of it for you.
Thanks for the call, Mike.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Marianne and George, I missed your text today. Are you out there? You got to text me. It's like 2.5 years.
Oh, our listeners
First
out in
morning
Georgia.
in Georgia, she doesn't text me.
Well, it's another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. I want to thank all the callers for calling in. Of course, be sure to call Capital Mortgage all week long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We got Pat Caputo coming up with sports next. Want to thank Nicole Moscow coming in, Remax Classic. If you want a great real estate agent, give us a call. For Harry Glanz, Alex Nefusi, I'm Harvey Freed. See you next Saturday.
Go Green.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
97.1
Thanks for taking Drew and me to the eye doctor. I'll just grab my new Medicaid card and we can go.
New Medicaid card?
Yeah, now that I can choose a new health plan, I switched to United Healthcare Community Plan. Got to keep the same doctor and everything.
Good, so Drew will still get her glasses?
Actually, she can even choose from designer-type frames now. United Healthcare Community Plan covers them. Plus, they'll help us get to our appointments. I already scheduled her checkup for next week.
Really? An insurance company that actually helps you get to the doctor?
Yes, we can either set up a ride or ask for a gas reimbursement.
So from now on, when I drive you to your medical appointments, we can get help with the gas cost?
That's right.
Welcome to United Healthcare Community Plan. Call 1-877-688-8638 to learn more. That's 1-877-688-8638 or visit Medicaid.com.
Hi, Harry Glantz.